welcome to another exciting episode of the Vampire Priest. I'm your host for today, Father Antonio Rivera, and this is Volume 2 of Dragon Ball Super. Now, the story does continue here from the universes, 6 versus 7. Who's the winner? Who gets to give all those Dragon Balls? What's going on? The planet-sized Dragon Balls? Who's going to win the fight? Etc. Again, I do like the action sequences in the anime. Sometimes I do have to pause it or close my eyes because I don't want to get a seizure or worse, a migraine. Wait a minute. I think a seizure might be worse. Either way, they're linked. I don't want to get a migraine and then that lead into a seizure with all the flashing lights. So when it comes to the anime, I have to make sure all the lights are on and I close my eyes as soon as it starts getting to action back. And I just use my hearing to see what's going on. Kind of like how Piccolo can fight Vegeta and Goku fighting all the time. But it starts off right away, right from the get with the action. When it comes to the action parts, a lot of the times there's not a lot of dialogue, so it's just enjoying the artwork. And the artwork is pretty good. I really like it. It is very good. It's newer and modern type of manga, but at the same time, it's honoring Dragon Ball. So everything that came before it, it's honoring, and it's showing us that this is still a great series, and not only story wise, but visually, it's fantastic. So just like in everything here follows the same as the anime. If you've already seen it, you know that Frost defeats Goku. And then we learn why and how with the drugging, the needle, everything that's going on. And, so he's disqualified. And they don't figure it out until Frost takes out Piccolo. And Vegeta, once it's figured out, Vegeta, he doesn't care. He wants to fight Frost as is. He wants to just beat the living heck out of him. However, because of what happened, we get Goku back. Originally, Piccolo wanted to fight, but it's like Goku just go at it. Kind of like that. And we see Vegeta just mopping the floor with Frost. Oh man, he just all that hate and anger over Frieza, he's just letting loose. Knocks him out of the ring. He doesn't care. And again, this is only like one page. So we see Vegeta in it. He's actually pretty good. I don't like it when they do Vegeta dirty. There's a whole bunch of rumors that Akira didn't like Vegeta. He just kept him around because the fans ended up liking him. But his story arc is really great, and they really need to stop doing him dirty, and bring him out to the forefront because he is such a good character. He's a great character, and he shouldn't be losing all the time. In GT, he was the first one to reach Super Saiyan 4, and they kind of robbed him of that in Dayama and gave it back to Goku for some reason. Goku has to be the number one, whatever. We could just tell which fan I am of more. I'm more of a Vegeta fan than a Goku one. Well, for me, it's Krillin and Vegeta are neck and neck. Depending on the story arc, it'll be Vegeta or it could be Krillin. So we see how Vegeta beats this metal guy, and it's kind of funny, but at the same time, it's a little bit on the sad side. It's like bullying that kid, that fifth grader who's 6 foot tall, and you think he's a grown ass. You think he's a grown man, and you end up taking a swing on him because he's coming at you like a grown man, only to find out that he's really a fifth grader. That's ever happened. So we go to my favorite guy from Universe 6. And actually, he's my favorite of all the extended universes. So outside of Universe 7, he's my favorite. There's just something likable about this kid. Um, the way he comes across, the way he's presented, the way he carries himself. It's very much, he's yeah, he just seems like one of those kids that if if your if your son comes home with a friend like this, that you'll give that friendship a thumbs up. He seems very respectful, and he carries himself with dignity. Um, but you could tell he doesn't have a male role model or a father figure in his life just by the way he instantly starts worshiping Vegeta. Um, he doesn't worship Vegeta like a god, like a commoner worshiping a god, but as a man, a father figure. He uses, they only talk a little bit, and Vegeta beats the snot out of him, but he refers to Vegeta as his master and his mentor. He did teach him how to go Super Saiyan, and Vegeta works him up really good to get to that point. Um, and so that's a great relationship that they have, and it almost seems like he wanted that kind of a relationship with Trunks, but he sees that this kid needs it a lot more because there's no positive male Saiyan role models in Universe 6, I guess. But I like this part because we all wanted to do this to a kid. Some of them still do. Just to do that. You only get away with it here. That's funny. But even though Vegeta is becoming his mentor and his father figure, he still doesn't let him win. So that's a good thing that fathers they do. They will build you up, but you gotta earn your win. Then we see the fight with Hit. And this is something that I caught here, but I didn't catch in the anime. I don't know if I blinked or I wasn't paying attention. Again, I do close my eyes sometimes if it gets too flashy because I don't want migraines. But it's like he has a switch in his pocket. That's why his hands are always in his pocket. I thought it was just, he was centering himself, lowering his hitbox. But there's something in his pocket where he's switching in order to do the time skip. And during that time skip, he really takes down Vegeta. You got a Super Saiyan Vegeta. And that's kind of messed up. So once Vegeta gets taken out, Goku wants to fight him so bad that he takes Piccolo's spot because it was supposed to be Piccolo next up in the fight, and they said, "No, you just go ahead. I'm tired of this nonsense." Because the whole thing was you got to cycle through your own guys, and yeah, and the fight scene is actually pretty good. I like it here, but I also like the manga. This is the manga, the anime version. I'm not sure which one I like better in this fight. They both seem pretty consistent with this battle, but probably the anime just because there's more motion. But the line work and the line art is really great. You could really differentiate between them. You could see everything coming out. It's been almost a year since I've seen the anime. I don't remember if Goku went Super Saiyan God mode against Hit, but he does so in the manga. And this is pretty neat, hey, we have everything here that's going on. And Goku thinking that Monaka is the greatest fighter to ever fight. He jumps out of the ring so that, or In this case, he walks out of the ring so that Minaka can fight Hit because he wants to see how strong Minaka is. Minaka goes in and he's crying. He's crying because he knows he's nothing, man. But Hit is really cool. I mean, he takes it with a grain of salt, and he notices that Manaka is a nothing burger, so he throws the fight. He's getting what he wanted anyway, and then that's when Zeno comes in with his nonsense. I do like the design of the dragon, though. The Great Planetary Dragon. He looks pretty cool. And then that leads us to the Trunk Saga. Now, unlike the anime, you don't get to know anything else about Manaka. In the anime, we find out that he's a delivery driver, and he develops a relationship and a friendship with Bulma. But in the manga, that's it. That's pretty much it. We don't hear anything else about this guy. I do kind of like this story arc. I still like the Future Trunks story arc and the way he looked better in Z as opposed to Super. But I do like the fresh take on him. He is such a great character. I'm glad that they brought him back in this way. I do like the character of Maya. I do like the two of these together. I really do. They have a really great relationship. It's a lot of fun. Not a lot of fun because they're like at death's door all the time, but it's good to see their relationship blossoming. It's this weird post-apocalyptic love story that they have, but you can tell that they really do love each other, even though they're not running into each other's arms and making out all the time. That they really do love each other. I'm not gonna say that they care about each other, because you can care about your friend, you can care about your dog. This is more of a romantic love, where if things were better in that timeline, in that future, they would definitely be getting married and having kids of their own. They'll be having another Prince Vegeta. So the Galactic Patrol guy, he's a bit of annoying, but it's cool. It's not so annoying that he takes away from anything. He actually helps with the relationship with Bulma and with us as the reader getting into these characters. We do learn that Bulma has a sister, which I don't like. I would rather if that was her cousin as opposed to her sister, because we've gone through Dragon Ball Z. Some of us have gone through GT, and we've gone through already some of Super, only to find out that she has a sister and nobody knew. Yeah, we went through all of these Dragon Balls sagas. Nobody knew about it, and that kind of angers me a little bit that we find out that she actually has a sister. It seems really, it's very dumb, and should not have done. I would have just put her as a cousin. Hey, this is your cousin from the other side of the world. Your dad's brother's daughter, something like that, would have been a lot better. And again, Beerus is always coming to Earth for stuff. We see that Trunks and Maya are trying to, find a way to put a stop to Black. And it's a couple of really good fight scenes. We really don't see nothing. We don't know too much about who Black is or what he is. We see a little bit. We see more of a hint of who Black is in the anime, and even in this part right here actually comes back in a later issue. Actually, the next issue, when we find out more about this and Trunks' powers and abilities. But then, yeah, we see Goku. And again, it's a pretty good fight. I mean, let's face it, we go to Dragon Ball for the fights as well as the character arcs and the stories. Yeah, the appearance of Trunks coming down. Everybody knows who he is. I mean, except for the kids, they've never met him before. And Vegeta gets all weird around him, kind of like a father seeing his lost son. And we get to know a little bit more of the history of Trunks, or a little bit. We catch a glimpse of what he's going through, and him and Goku do another epic battle. They always got to be Super Saiyan fighting each other. You know, and he's trying to show Goku's trying to show him Super Saiyan 3 and leveling up. But the thing is that Trunks is he's leveling up to match Goku's strength and power without turning into more Super Saiyans. So there's that aspect of it. And then once again we get to see how it's a little bonus story. We get to see how Mai becomes a baby and grows up with Trunks, and it's because of the Dragon Wish. They want to be younger. They want to be way younger, so they're transformed into babies, and Bulma scoops them up and takes them back to Capsule Corps. Well, that was it for Volume 2. Hope you liked it. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like the anime better, the manga better? You like them both? What are your reasons for each one? Which one you prefer? Don't forget to like, share, discuss. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and be excellent to each other.